I'm an only child and very, very close to my parents. I was definitely very grateful for the fact that I did come from kind of a privileged background, because I felt that if I had nicer clothes or a nicer car or, you know, was going to have a nice future, that would kind of compensate for the fact that I wasn't, you know, a proper masculine little boy. And if I could get taunted by people, I would sort of go in my head to the place that, well, at least, you know, I have breeding, I have class, I have money, I have education, those kinds of things. You know, in high school, that's really the time that people start to talk about, you know, who's cute and who's not, and they go on dates and they have their first kiss. It wasn't that those things weren't happening to me, it's that they could never happen to me.
I've known Trey since the first day he was born, and he's been very special. Trey has been very special.
I was an Eagle Scout, I was salutatorian in my high school, I went to Princeton, I worked for the State Department, I lived in Europe, I did everything just right.
Miami second 100 starts tonight. And as the halftime is unfurled, we're gonna take you clear out of this world. Bottle dance is cranking up. Fair wish is our command.
I was the best little boy in the world. So of course I went to church every week, and I really loved it. And I remember hearing homophobic messages from the pulpit and being so scared and uncomfortable, and are they looking at me, and are they thinking about me, and what does this mean for me? And being scared. And I think what happened in Princeton was that I would put those emotions to the side. I would think that maybe I won't have love, but I'll have this great career, or I'll run for president, or I'll be a superstar, or I'll be a pop star. All the energy was going out, and none of that sort of like connective energy with other people was coming in, and it's like a bankruptcy, and I just basically kind of dried up.
I don't think we were surprised when he came out. It's one of those things where if you're pretty good at self-denial, you know, you can know it and not know it simultaneously, and I think that's where I was.
Carol was hurt. Of course, she's my daughter, and she and I are very close.
Yeah.
She couldn't talk about it for a while.
I think I just realized that life wasn't going to be as we kind of anticipated, because Trey had talked about his white picket fence and his 2 children and so forth, and he'd always said that. And then we knew that that wasn't going to be part of the scenario.
So now, what are we going to do? We're going to work with him every day. We're going to cover him with love and friendship.
Oh, here we go. This is Savannah.
I was born 91 years ago, and things have changed, and I have tried to change along with whatever was going on in the world. And you have to accept people the way they are. It looks like my hair's always been white.
I think you look great. Always looked great.
High bid on it on the internet, so my bid's still stuck.
Oh, you could pre-bid.
Yeah, you could pre-bid. Of course.
You're getting really high tech. I became kind of like a gay tourist. Like, I wanted to see everything gay, go to every city that I could possibly go to and see what gay people were like there. Well, you know, we bring out the best from our wives. I was studying gay culture, and it was I mean, gay all the time. That's really what I wanted to do.
To be honest, I always had a thing for a guy with black hair and blue eyes. So immediately I was really physically attracted to him.
And when I met Daniel, it just totally worked. He treated me so well from the very beginning. He was a complete gentleman to me. He's adorable.
Absolutely. Trey and I met 4 years ago in Los Angeles, and I felt like I had met somebody who, although came from a different little bit of a social background than I did, we both had this really strong value system.
Good job. When my parents brought the idea to me of maybe coming back to Miami and trying the family business to see if it's something that I want to get in and take over, I did think it would be an interesting challenge to see if I could bring that sort of new me back into that space. This is my dad's office. You can see lots of sort of memorabilia, the different organizations that he's run, and family pictures. My mom's office is right next door, which really reinforces the fact that this is a family business. My mom is here at least as much as my dad. When they built the building 4 years ago, I was still a lawyer in LA, so I didn't really have an office when I came to work here. And they had to take a confidential file closet, basically, and turn that into my office. So the joke is that they kind of put me back in the closet. But.
As he was thinking about coming back and getting into business, he says, what do you think they're going to think about a gay Cadillac dealer in Miami? And I says, depends on how you treat the customers.
For the gay and lesbian community, you know, I say gay and lesbian, the kind of PC term these days is GLBT, a little bit more encompassing gay, lesbian, bisexual, transgendered, and they're very savvy about what kinds of goods they want to buy. They really need slick, sophisticated advertising to make sure that it reaches them. And then what's good about that too is once they choose a brand, they're very loyal to it. If you do the advertising and you get the people into the store, they need to feel comfortable when they come here. And I believe that we are a very safe and warm space for women to come shopping here, for Hispanics, for gay and lesbian clientele, and I think that that gives us a real advantage. So thank you for your buy-in and helping in that process. Hi, how are you? Good to see you. How are you doing?
Very good.
Hey Juan, how are you doing? A lot of the challenge with being very out back at home wasn't so much about Miami or my family. It was very specifically about getting involved in this family business. Car dealerships, which I perceived to be very macho. Take, for example, the technicians, the mechanics in the back of the shop. You know, I go back there and I'm very intimidated. You know, I want them to like me, I want them to respect me.
Trey is absolutely wonderful. Everybody loves him. This dealership did a complete metamorphosis when he came on board. You don't even think about any problems as far as him being gay. I don't think that there's an issue.
Really, to my parents' credit, I bring them into what is otherwise my sort of gay community, and they enjoy themselves there. And you know, they bring me into their sort of like mainstream straight community, and we also have a great time.
I bought that so long ago.
We absolutely adore Daniel, and he's just so much fun and joy to be with. And I don't think now anybody questions it. Everybody else loves Daniel too.
Recently went to an Orange Bowl football meeting, and we had a blast, you know, and just really felt like we were part of a community that normally we wouldn't find ourselves in. I mean, we're openly gay and we're entering a very difficult social environment. So at first I was really intimidated, but the more time I spent with Trey's parents, I feel really proud that Trey and I are standing for being regular people who have this part of their lives and letting people accept us for who we are.
I have not experienced any pushback from any of my friends now that Trey's back and he's out and very much in the community as an openly gay person.
Well, I think the fact that he's openly gay and close to his parents makes a statement about his family. And I hope that they're also role models for other families.
Trey is handling the lines by himself.
Okay.
We love Trey, no matter what. And I can't even imagine a parent turning their back on a child because of their orientation.
I think your friends respect you more if you handle it like a loving parent, as opposed to a tyrant or a bully or a homophobe or a bigot.
I think that it would have been sad but easy for me to stick with the life that I was given and not ever challenge it, to reinterpret life in your own terms instead of buying the interpretation that is given to you, I think is what I'm most proud of.